Hey, how's it going? Big Shot here from BigShotLoops.com, and today I want to make you understand the notion of compression and how a compressor is used. So let's just get straight into it right now. So, what is compression? Compression is a tool that you're going to use to reduce the volume of an audio signal or track that goes through the compressor uh, that exceeds a certain level. So basically, the compressor reduces the volume of a track if it's too loud to a certain level that you're going to set on the compressor. All the compressors look different. You know, this is a compressor from the machine software, Native Instruments, and the one underneath is one from Logic Pro X. But they all have all kind of have the same knobs and the same functions. So in all compressors, you're pretty much going to find a threshold function, knee, a ratio, an attack knob, release knob, and you're going to find a makeup gain, as you can see of those compressors right here on the right. All right. So now let's just go in depth of each and every of the functions so you can understand each and every one of them. Let's start with the compressor's threshold. This is entry level. This is the set level where, if exceeded, the compression is applied. All right. So if the level or the volume is equal or below, nothing happens. Compressor doesn't go to work. But if exceeded, then compression is applied. So it's pretty much entry level. This is the first function that you're going to set on your compressor for it to go to work. And then you have the compressor knee, which you can set to hard or soft. And this is pretty much when the threshold is exceeded. If it's hard, the compressor is going to be applied aggressively, so it's going to clamp the signal right away, reduce the volume of something that exceeds the threshold right away. And if you set it to a soft knee, then it's going to kick in a little more gently. All right, so this is the compressor's knee. And then you have the compressor ratio. And the ratio is pretty much how much compression is applied when the threshold has been exceeded, which means how much the volume will be turned down for that audio track. And if you look underneath this little paragraph over here, this is how you get the ratio is going to be illustrated. So you're going to get a 4:1, 10:1, 2:1, etc. In just a couple minutes, I'll show you a quick basic demo of how a compressor works so you can understand ratio on the compressor. And then you have the compressor attack, which is how quickly compression is applied, which is not to be mixed with the knee, because how quickly compression is applied is the attack. So as soon as the compressor recognizes that the signal is over the threshold, right away it's going to go to work, which means right away it's going to reduce the volume. And if the attack is set to a number that's a little high, then the time it's going to take for the compressor, it's going to take more time for the compressor to go to work, pretty much. So this is how you set the attack on the compressor. All right, so it's how quickly compression is applied. Is it right away, or is it a little bit later? And then you have the compressor release, which is how long compression has to be held for when the threshold is exceeded, which is the time for the compression to do its work before turning the volume of the audio back up to its original level. All right. And then you have the last function, which is the makeup gain, which is the gain in volume to any audio element or track that goes through the compressor, no matter if it had to be applied or not, if compression had to be applied or not. So let's say you have an audio track that goes into the compressor, and it didn't need compression. The makeup gain, if let's say it's set to +2, the level of the audio track is going to be raised to that makeup gain, and it's going to make that audio signal louder, as if even if you have a audio track that goes in the compressor that exceeds the threshold, then whatever value that audio track has after compression, it's still going to be increased as well. This is why sometimes they say, compression makes the quieter sounds louder and the louder sounds quieter, to even everything out and to smooth your overall audio track, your master, which is, where we're going to talk a little bit about mastering here. So for you to understand how compressor works, I'm going to make a quick basic demo so you can basically understand how the compressor works. So let's go into it right now. Okay, so now a quick example of how the compressor works. Okay, so I'm just going to write it here so you can see what we were talking about here. Okay, so let's say that we have a kick and its level is 9. It's going to go through a compressor over here, and then the new kick value is going to come out here. Okay, so it goes through here, comes out with a new value. Let's take in consideration that the knee is hard, so it's a hard knee for this compressor that we have here, and that we have no makeup gain. You can always go back and watch the definition so you can know what it means. Okay, so this is just a basic demonstration so you can understand how a compressor works. Okay, now the settings are threshold of 5, ratio of 4 to 1, an attack of 0, and a release of, let's say, 5. I put H because if you understand the definition of release, it's like saying how long you're gonna hold that level for. Okay, so the way that you're gonna calculate the new kick level is you take 9, then you minus by the threshold, which equals to 4. So automatically the compressor is going to start working, because as soon as it's going to recognize that it's over, the level is over the threshold, it's going to go to work. And since the attack is at 0 here, right away it's going to reduce its volume. So right away it's going to start to work, and it's going to hold it for about 5 seconds. Okay, now the first thing that the compressor is going to look is, okay, what is my ratio? How much am I going to reduce that kick volume down of? So the ratio is 4 to 1, so you're going to reverse it to a fraction, which becomes a quarter, which is 25%, right? It's okay if you're not good at math, you just need to understand how it works, and then you'll understand in the future so you can make your own experiment. So 25%, so the new kick level is going to be 5, which is the threshold. And now you're going to do plus 25% of what it's over by, so 25% or a quarter of 4. And of course, a quarter of 4 is 1, so it's 1 over here, which equals to 6. All right, and there you go. This is the new level every kick. Okay, so let's say if you really want to look at it a different way, is you reduce the volume of your kick by 75%, or you increase you increase the threshold of your threshold settings for your kick by 25% of what it's over, which is 25% of 4. And then when you do the equation here, it gives you the new kick level. All right. So of course, the compressor is gonna hold that level 6 for 5 seconds, as we set it on the release settings, on the hold settings here, right here. All right. So this is your new kick level. This is a basic understanding of how compression works, how a compressor works, so you can understand and go about your experiment with the different waveforms that you're gonna push through the compressor. All right, So this wraps up this video. I hope you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe for more. And of course, if you like the video, click the thumb sign. And I will see you on the next one. All right. Peace out.